In today's video, we're going to go over a Deadpool 3 leak that has everybody talking. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Wished you here. If you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to never miss any of the Kaiju, Marvel, DC, Monsterverse based content that we do on a daily basis. If you're good, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face. And I also post a bunch of gym stuff, which actually gets a lot of people who follow the channel actually follows my gym stuff. So that'd be cool if you could follow me on Instagram. I've got like 5 followers over there. And also follow me on Twitter, WarstuG. Why is it WarstuG? Because somebody stole my handle when it was at Warstu and I've been trying to get it back for years. So annoying. So let's break it down. So there is a Deadpool 3 leak out there that has got everybody talking behind the scenes and everybody seems to think it is real. And if it's real, it could potentially make Deadpool 3 the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie ever made. And also, what is interesting is one of the more trusted industry Twitter scoopers posted something just before this leak posted on 4chan and it was pulled over to Reddit that is making people think that that person, Can We Get Some Toast, actually posted the leak because something he said, she, I had no idea who's behind the account. Whoever's behind that account said something that actually came up in this leak. And yeah, sure, bro, it's from 4chan, it's from Reddit. But let's be honest, how many times have I told you stuff from Reddit, from 4chan, and it ends up being true? The fact that this is now shooting doesn't add any validity, but if certain actors who played certain characters start appearing on set, then it's clearly obviously true. So take it with a grain of salt, but I've spoke to a lot of trusted people behind the scenes and I cannot reveal who they are because nobody is supposed to like Warstu because Warstu's got this reputation of being absolute freaking savage. So I can't say who they are, but all I'm saying is I've been told this is pretty much bang on the money. So I'll overlay an image right now. So it says this, someone posted another leak to the TV thread, I presume it means on 4chan, and it seemed like a slow news week. So I figured I'll post it here. Obvious, Everest-size mountain of salt. Deadpool is arrested for time crimes by messing around with Cable's device at the end of Deadpool 2. Now, what's fascinating about this story is the way Deadpool 2 was set up with Cable, who's also Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, the way that time traveling device he had, it set it up so perfectly for this movie. And also, this isn't in the plot leak, but this is kind of obvious based on the information going around. They're going to be using a lot of old Fox footage, repurposing, reshooting scenes. So we may see some flashback sequences that look like we've seen them before, but they may be a little bit different. Cable and Domino do not appear, but it is mentioned by Judge for the TVA. As we know, the TVA are time-traveling police, hence why they're in this movie. This movie essentially is like a multiversal time-traveling police-based movie, kind of, I guess, in a roundabout way. So, it says the Judge for the TVA. I don't know if these actors are true, but let's just run with it. Emma Corrin, that the TVA returned Cable to his original time period in exchange for confiscating his time-traveling device. The TVA is not fond of the X-Men movies' various methods of time travel, Cable, Kitty, mind projection, because they're a hassle to clean up. Before he's sentenced to be erased, you know, when they erase you, how they did in Loki, season 1. Deadpool gets leniency due to the proceedings or pleadings by the TVA. Agent, Paradox, played by Matthew McFadden. Now here's where it gets interesting. So, Can We Get Some Toast had a really good reputation, in my opinion, until recently. He's got a few things wrong, but what happened a few days ago was, Can We Get Some Toast account posted this. My source on set of Deadpool 3 has confirmed with me that Matthew McFadden will be playing a character named Paradox. He's an agent working for the TVA, okay? So then this account does damage control because a little while after, this Matthew McFadden and Paradox appears in a plot leak, you know, and he's like, the timing of that plot leak is truly uncanny. I promise my source isn't 4chan, laughing my ass off. There are some good guesses in there though. Hey, you're trying to double bluffers. You're trying to double bluffers. So either way, did they write this post? Are they the author of this post? We don't know. But when a bunch of insiders generally say a bunch of stuff, most of the time, I put it through the raw stew verifier. Most of the time when they say something, the raw stew verifier comes out with, there's got to be some truth to it. So this Paradox character who Deadpool insists on calling Bob. Is that a cheeky dig at Bob Iger? We don't know, probably not, because his name sounds too long, asking the judge to let him make up for his crimes by helping him on a mission for the TVA. Right, now this is where it gets pretty darn fire. When 616 Wanda died, her spirit inherited the body of 838 Wanda. However, the struggle for control damaged her mind, eviscerating the 838 Earth. As a result, 838 has been changed into the new world House of M style, where Magneto, played by Ian McKenna, and now Wanda's adoptive father, rules the Earth, and mutants are the majority of the population. The X-Men styled after the 90s design, but played by most of the singer cast, work for Magneto to protect the mutant world from the Human Brotherhood, made up of some supporting cast, including Nick Fury, Jimmy Woo, Dopinder, and Pete from Deadpool 2, as well as sympathetic mutants Colossus, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Wolverine, and Yukio. Yo, this sounds absolutely insane. Once Logan hears that the time travel is possible, he hijacks Bob's TVA device to attempt to change history, which sends him through the variant Fox world, as well as cameo by Channing Tatum as a future Gambit. Now, this is epic. You know why? Because Channing Tatum, great actor. Really loved him in Free Guy. He's been trying to play Gambit for so many years, but it's just never going to happen. So to get him to cameo in a role that he potentially could have played, but he's not actually going to play, it's freaking savage. And eventually ending up in the events of X2 and The Last Stance, where Wanda's alteration to history made Magneto victory over humanity come true. Deadpool enlists the Fox heroes who don't die in the fight against Magneto in a redo of The Last Stance, Golden Gate Bridge fight, as well as Logan, movie Logan, X-23, and several different Deadpools, including one who's just Ryan Reynolds in a Wrexham shirt. You know that's going to happen. You know he's somehow going to get the football team he co-owns, Wrexham, into this movie somehow. And it was actually rumoured that some of the Wrexham football players, it's not soccer, it's football. Fight me down below. I'm not actually into football though. It is football, it's not soccer. That sounds absolutely freaking nuts. And we have already heard from previous rumours on Twitter, there will be multiple variants of lots of different characters. Think of multiverse madness on steroids. So, let's continue. It spirals out of control and almost everyone dies, including a massive amounts of civilian. A complete cluster. Wish you edit that out. And once the dust settles, Wanda is depowered by the mutant cure, and the TVA banishes her. Deadpool, Paradox, House of M, Logan to the main MCU timeline, declaring them as someone else's problem. Logan sets off to find the rest of this world's mutant, and Deadpool goes back to his apartment to find a blind AI in his bed. That is freaking nuts. And I could see that happening. That is absolutely insane. That is absolute carnage. If this is real, that is absolute fire. To me, that screams like, best Marvel movie ever. That's part of the reason why I don't know if it's true. Because the storyline sounds that freaking nuts. It's like, could Marvel do that? That would be absolute. That would be such a cool storyline. Now, obviously now we're going to have to correlate the earlier plot leaks just so you can understand why I think it's true. Let's break that down. So on the earlier plot leak, it reads like this. Deadpool is arrested by the TVA for time traveling. As a penalty, he is given a job to eliminate a rogue timeline where Magneto, played by Ian McKenna, has taken over the world and subjected humanity's House of M style. Okay, pretty similar. Owen Wilson gives Deadpool a handler to keep him out of trouble. Deadpool teams up with Wolverine of this world, where Professor X and the Fox X-Men have joined Magneto and basically kill everyone. There are other MCU characters, but very brief mention, mostly like how Magneto X-Men killed all the Avengers. Magneto can control metal in Thor's hammer, and has it, but it's almost its own thing. From there, Deadpool and Wolverine kill everyone. Okay, so not all of it is similar, but the prerequisite and the main narrative of it is very similar. And like I say, there's a lot of people behind the scenes and a lot of people freely talking about how real and how legit this is. Wanda's been rumored to be coming back for the longest time possible. Now, I'm not saying it's word for word true, and that's 100% the whole plot of the movie, but generally when we go over plot leaks, the main narrative, somewhere between 70 to 80% of what is said in said plot leak, is generally real. You want to know why? Because these plot leaks are coming from people working on set. Whether you want to believe that or not, just remember, Ant-Man 3, the whole script was online 2 weeks before the movie came out. The only way plot leaks can be real is if someone on set is feeding information online, and generally that's where it comes from. Now, I'm not saying this is true, I'm just putting it out there to you. Do you think this is real? I think they could pull this off, and if this is what they're going to do, I think this could be the greatest Marvel movie ever, because the way the cameos appear in this movie, it's not in a cringe-worthy way where they're throwing characters into a movie for no reason. We all know from the Flash movie that didn't work. Although they were barely in it, cameos are there to serve a purpose, and if cameos are in a movie for a reason, then it's good, but the whole movie shouldn't be about cameos. That's what ruined the Multiverse of Madness hype. Actually helped the hype massively. Even though there was a lot of cameos in Multiverse Madness, there's a lot of cameos that weren't even close to being real. But that's the fun of the game, of trying to figure out what the freaking hell is going on. Can't wait till we get the first trailer for Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 has gone up in my expectation and in anticipation. It's now one of my top movies that I'm looking forward to, just because it sounds freaking insane. And you know, if they give Ryan Reynolds the free reign to kind of have some creative input, as we know, they can't change the script because of the writer's strike, but as Ryan Reynolds is getting a credit being one of the writers, it does sound like something he would try and play off. The Wrexham shirt. You know he's going to put something in there. It's bound to happen. So, like always, guys, let us know. What do you think about this Deadpool leak? Is it insane? It freaking is insane, to be honest. I hope it's true. I wouldn't put it past him. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. I know I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.